Hey guys, LevelCap here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Gaming. Today's video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN offers the fastest VPN speeds, has server locations in 94 different countries, and has apps on every device, including Windows, iOS, Android, Mac, Linux, routers, and more. Now, if you're not familiar with a VPN, it stands for a Virtual Private Network, and it allows you to connect to the internet with security. ExpressVPN encrypts your data and protects you from hackers, websites, and ISPs from gaining access to your information. Using a VPN is not only common practice for people who work in the business world, but it's also great for personal use. You can use a VPN to connect to the internet through servers in other countries, giving you access to different streaming content or different games that are only playable in other nations. As a gamer, I use it to protect me from DDoS attacks or even find better hops to gaming servers to reduce my in-game latency. Sign up now for less than $7 per month with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take back your internet privacy today and find out how you can get 3 months free by clicking the link in the description box, expressvpn.com/levelcap. Take back your security today with ExpressVPN. Details about the PlayStation 5 have been revealed by Sony's lead system architect. In an interview with Wired, he confirmed the next-gen console will use a third-generation AMD Ryzen 8-core CPU. It will also use an AMD Navi GPU, which supports ray tracing. The system will ship with an SSD and supports 8K resolution. Why? We don't know, but it supports 8K. The PlayStation 5 features backwards compatibility with existing PlayStation 4 titles and PSVR headsets. Unlike Microsoft, who are dropping some of their physical disc support on future generation console hardware, Sony won't be ditching the disc drive for the PlayStation 5 yet. Last week, rumors about both the next-gen Xbox and PlayStation console utilizing AMD Ryzen 3 APUs hit the market, and it seems like those numbers are mostly accurate. The next-gen consoles will offer a pretty significant performance bump over the current generation hardware. Hopefully, this means we'll see fewer titles shooting for 4K at the expense of 60 FPS gameplay. As for pricing, we don't exactly know yet, but they did say it will be appealing to gamers in light of its advanced feature set. Sony are no stranger to launching expensive consoles. The base PS3 launched at $499. The PlayStation 4 launched at a more reasonable $399, so hopefully the PlayStation 5 will land somewhere in between the two. The leak from late last year regarding Battlefield Bad Company 3 might be accurate. The original leak detailed some launch titles for the PlayStation 5, most notably Grand Theft Auto 6, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and Bad Company 3. The leak got the CPU, GPU, ray tracing, 8K support, and included an SSD correct, which lends credibility to its claims. I have my own theory about Bad Company 3 and its impacts on the Battlefield 5 development, so be sure to check out that video for more detail. It's been a long time since DICE made a modern military shooter. Bad Company 3 seems like it'd be a great fit for a PlayStation 5 launch title. The same leak also alleged Sony would reveal their next-gen console at this year's E3, which will launch in 2020 at $499, so that may actually be the accurate launch price. Respawn's upcoming single-player Star Wars adventure game, Jedi Fallen Order, has been revealed. It follows the story of Cal Kestis, a former Padawan in hiding following Order 66. The game will feature lightsaber and force combat. Stealth combat may follow, but the game is built to let you be a Jedi Knight first and foremost. As for the game's world, it won't be open, but there will be plenty of large areas and levels to explore. More details and likely actual gameplay will be revealed at E3 this year. The game launches on November 15th for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Battlefield 5 has a new medic weapon and game mode to try out as part of this week's Tides of War chapter. The Commando Carbine is a bolt-action suppressed medic rifle that does some serious damage for headshots in close range. It's a high-skill weapon that probably won't replace anyone's current go-to medic weapon, but still offers a unique experience. As for the new mode, it's a meat grinder variant of classic Conquest, fittingly called Grind. It's infantry only, 64-man conquest on Narvik, Rotterdam, Devastation, and Twisted Steel. The capture points are laid out in a straight line across a small section of each map. Several changes have been made to each map and mode, the Twisted Steel in particular getting a pretty big expansion on the underside of the bridge. I did a full review of both the Commando Carbine and Grind, so be sure to check out those videos for more details. Duos are also back for Firestorm as far as we know for the foreseeable future. The Year 4 Season 2 content update for Rainbow Six Siege is apparently fast approaching. Leaks allege the update will come sometime in late May on the test server and early June for the full release. It will supposedly include 2 new Danish operators, Nok and Warden. Nok is a member of the Frogman Corps, the Danish Marines, while the Warden is a Danish Secret Service agent. Nok is apparently invisible to cameras and will have an ability similar to Caveira's Silent Step. Warden may be immune to flashes and smokes. It's also rumored attackers will be getting a gadget that lets them climb up hatches. Obviously, nothing has been confirmed by Ubisoft yet. The THICC boys of Apex Legends got a balance tweak that might make up for the larger hitboxes. Caustic and Gibraltar, the game's largest characters, now have a passive 10% damage reduction at all times. Gibraltar's gun shield got a buff from 50 to 75 HP. Caustic's gas is now 4 times as deadly and the canisters can be thrown a bit further. Sniper rifles have less damage reduction while shooting someone in the legs, and the jump ship now moves 50% faster. The game has recently been plagued by the slow-mo servers where players' actions and character animations all play out much slower than normal. Respawn is working on a fix. Epic is making some much-needed security improvements to their store. Coming in the near future, Epic will require verified email addresses for new accounts, offer SMS two-factor authentication, and add additional detection methods to suss out illicit account activity. Epic accounts currently support an email and app-based multi-factor authentication, but there are concerns that the tokens they generate last too long and can be reused multiple times. Those concerns came solely from users and haven't been officially confirmed. Following a devastating fire that destroyed large sections of the French landmark, the Notre Dame Cathedral, Ubisoft are donating $560,000 to the restoration effort. They've also made Assassin's Creed Unity free on PC until the 25th. The game includes an incredibly detailed and faithful recreation of the Notre Dame Cathedral that players can explore. The free download has apparently been so popular that Ubisoft actually had to increase server capacity to keep their services online. Anyone that bought Unity after the 15th is getting a full refund. Naughty Dog have wrapped shooting on the last scene for their upcoming post-apocalyptic zombie shooter, The Last of Us Part 2. The voice actors for the game's leads, Troy Barker and Ashley Johnson, lent much more than just their voices to the game. Naughty Dog, like many developers, make extensive use of motion capture performance to create believable in-game characters. Baker and Johnson finished their work in the game this week. Uncharted 4 launched roughly 5 months after the same milestone was reached in the game's dev cycle, so it's likely we'll see The Last of Us 2 launch sometime this year. Nintendo are reportedly launching a Switch Lite, a budget version of the current Switch console. Early rumors suggest the updated hardware would drop the dock functionality, which lets owners play the Switch on a TV or computer monitor. But those rumors seem untrue, as the most recent info includes dock support. Nintendo has a long track record of releasing cheaper versions of their existing hardware, so a Switch Lite makes a lot of sense. The Division 2's first raid, Operation Dark Hours, has been delayed from April 25th to sometime in May. The delay was made to adjust the game based on player feedback. The update is currently playable to a limited extent on the game's public test server, which is on PC only. No Man's Sky has gotten a pretty major performance update. The game's experimental branch on PC now supports a Vulkan build. The current release version of the game uses the OpenGL API, and while it's an industry standard, OpenGL doesn't leverage the full potential of modern hardware as well as the newer Vulkan API. AMD GPU owners have seen a pretty significant performance improvement on the experimental build thanks to Vulkan. The game's Beyond update launches this summer and will include the final Vulkan implementation. This also opens up native Linux support for No Man's Sky, as Vulkan was built from the ground up for both Linux and Windows. Overwatch is getting a new map. Called Havana, it's an escort map set in Cuba. PC players can try it out on the game's public test server, assuming no major issues are discovered. Havana should be added to the full game sometime in the next few weeks. The PlayStation 2 era cel-shaded cult classic game XIII is getting a proper remaster. Launching November 13th for PC, Mac, and the current generation consoles, the remaster will feature reworked gameplay and graphics. At its original release in 2003, XIII was praised for its unique comic book style presentation, but poor weapon balance and bad enemy AI were sticking points in most reviews. It was available on GOG.com for PC players until 2013, when it was delisted. In our final story this week, it looks like the PC beta test for Halo Reach has been delayed until next month. The devs previously hoped to deliver beta testing this month, but things are taking longer than expected. Big roadblocks have been getting proper key rebinding support and telemetry collection into the PC build. For now, just be sure to sign up for the Halo Insider program so you can get access as soon as possible. And that wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought was the most interesting story from today's episode, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.